All right, so here we have the Klarus CH1 and K1. You guys have been asking me to do some more charger reviews for a while, so here are a couple of my favorite compact chargers. I actually have a CH1 in my backpack. Here it is right here. You can see got kind of scuffed up because I'm pretty terrible about protecting it. I just chuck it in my backpack. But it has some really nice features. These actually both have some really nice features in common, and then they have some nice features that separate them from each other and other chargers on the market for that matter. So the CH1 can charge nickel metal hydride or lithium-ion batteries. It also has USB out. That's why I keep it in my backpack. Keep some 18650s in there. You've got the USB out. You can power other devices or charge other devices, which is pretty awesome. The K1 does not have USB out, but it can charge different kinds of lithium-ion batteries. So you actually have 3 different lithium-ion voltages that you can select. And you can also select the amperage on here, where you've got the fixed amperage on the CH1. You can adjust the amperage from 0.5 amps to 1 amp on the K1. Pretty awesome features, and they will charge pretty much any size of battery. So from AAA up to 26650s, anything in between, you can stick in either one of these chargers. So let's open them both up. We'll show you what you get on the inside. I like them both a lot. The K1 is the newer one. I might be switching it out in my bag, although I really like the USB out feature. Decisions. Maybe I'll just carry them both. So here is the CH1. They both come with a micro USB cable. You've got a user manual in there as well. Since you are charging lithium-ion batteries, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of density in lithium-ion batteries. Or even nickel metal hydride batteries. You want to be careful. You want to make sure you're charging it properly, using all the proper care, follow the instructions, definitely. So take a look at the instructions, read them, and make sure you're doing everything properly and following the manufacturer's guidelines. Anyway, here is the CH1. So I've got a micro USB plugged in over here. We're going to go ahead and stick a cord in there. You can see it does a little diagnostic thing, flashes the LEDs, and then we can stick a battery in here. So again, this thing can charge lithium-ion batteries or nickel metal hydride. So I've got an Olight 18650. I'm going to stick it in. It's going to light up. It's going to be charging, and it's going to let me know when it's full. You're like, hey man, I don't have any lithium-ion batteries. And I'm like, hey man, that's cool. You can also charge nickel metal hydride batteries. So we've got a Sanyo Eneloop here, just a regular AA Sanyo Eneloop. And you can see it'll also charge that. And it'll automatically detect which is which when you stick the battery in there. You don't have to mess with any switches. There's no buttons or anything like that. Just stick the battery in. It automatically detects the proper charging voltage, and it goes to town. You want to charge IMRs, you can do that as well. You can charge pretty much any standard lithium-ion battery or nickel metal hydride battery. If you have the more exotic stuff where you need to charge at a different voltage, that's when you go to the K1. And you can see this thing is open, so you can fit all the way up to a 26650 in there. As long as it can make contact on both ends, you are good to go. Let me show you the USB out feature. So when you're charging devices from the charger with the battery in there, you want to make sure you're using a high quality, high capacity lithium-ion battery, or you're not really going to get anywhere charging other devices. So I got the micro USB cable plugged in. You can obviously plug any kind of USB cable into there if you have a lightning cable or something like that. I've got a Klarus XT11S here. The charging indicator is right there. It turns red when it's charging. So we are going to open up that flap. We are going to stick the cable in there, and hey, there you go. It lit up red. So it is actually charging the device, which is pretty cool. This tiny, compact little charger that you can charge batteries with. You can also charge other devices with. Really neat feature, especially in something so small, so lightweight. Throw in your pocket even if you want to. So here's the K1 out of the packaging. Klarus says that it has some really nice algorithms in here to help charge nickel metal hydride and lithium-ion batteries really, really well. So here is the charger. It's slightly larger than the CH1, but still pretty compact. Still a nice compact little unit. Still really lightweight. Doesn't really weigh anything. You also have a user manual in there. Then, of course, you have the micro USB cable. And you actually have a little bit more length compared to the one that came with the CH1. So you can reach further away devices. But I've got got that cable that was plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the right end. All right, and you can see you had all the LEDs light up to like a little self-diagnostic thing. So, spring-loaded bay. we're going to stick that Olight 18650 in there. And then when you stick lithium-ion batteries in there, it automatically detects, just like with the CH1, but it is going to let you select the charging voltage. So you can go from the 1.2 volts on the nickel metal hydride. You can do 3.7 for lithium-ion. You can do 3.2 for lithium-ion. And you can do 3.85 for lithium-ion. This is a 3.7 volt one, so we are going to make sure we select the correct one so it charges at the correct rate. And then if you want to adjust the amperage, you do a press and hold, and it will, after a couple seconds, switch over to the 1 amp. So we got that charging. We'll let it go for a little while. So this thing says that it can handle from 10440s or small little AAA sized lithium-ion batteries all the way up to 26650s. At 0.5 amps, honestly, I would get something that charges a little bit slower for 10440s. Pretty much anything else, you'll be fine. You're probably honestly going to be fine with 10440s. I just tend to be cautious with lithium-ion batteries just because they have so much power in them. But Klarus makes good stuff. We've never had any issues with them, so it's not something you'd really have to worry about. I just tend to be on the cautious side for stuff like that for sure. All right, so that was the standard lithium-ion battery. We're going to stick an envelope in there just so you can see. It's going to do its adjustment phase, and it automatically detects that that is a nickel metal hydride battery, so it selects the correct voltage right from the get-go, and then you can charge it at 1 amp if you want to. With envelopes, that's fine. I've never had any problems with that. And if you want to have just the safer, slower charging, you can also do the half amp. It'll still charge it pretty quickly. Go ahead and take that out, and then we'll put an IMR in there just so you can see what it does with an IMR. Also does the same thing. So the initial flashing, it's going to flash and say what voltage it's charging at, and then when it's doing this part, it's not changing the voltage. What this is the battery meter. So it's going to use the LEDs of the voltage indicator to show you how it's charging. So this 18350 is pretty drained, so it's down to the second one and it's charging up. So it's not changing the voltage on you. It is showing you using those same LEDs to do the battery meter. And then you can adjust the amperage just like you can do with the other ones. So both of these chargers have some really compelling features. Like I said, I've been carrying the CH1 in my backpack pretty much since it came out. I use it all the time. I like it a lot. It works really, really well. The USB out is super, super useful. But having that adjustable amperage charging rate, if you have some more exotic batteries where you need to charge the 3.2 or the 3.85, you've got the ability to do that with the K1. It does not have the USB out, and that's kind of unfortunate. That's not really that big of a deal. I honestly also carry a really high capacity battery backup in addition to this thing, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. But if you want to have all of that in one unit, the CH1 is definitely a good choice. If you want that adjustable charging rate, you want to be able to charge the other voltages, then the K1 is a good choice. Honestly, they're both really good choices. It just depends on which features you like the most. So there you go. That is the Klarus CH1 and K1 chargers. If you like them, you can get both of them from us at goinggear.com. Any questions or comments, you can reach me in the comments or any of my guys at goinggear.com. That's it. Thanks for watching.